everyone, and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance that was released back in 2008. This fragrance has been around a lot, and it's even gone through a name change. We're talking about, from the house of Gucci, Gucci by Gucci, or Gucci pour homme. Now this fragrance, like I said, is now known as Gucci pour homme. However, when it was originally released, it was known as Gucci by Gucci. So if you look around, you may see it for both, as both fragrances. They're not two different fragrances, it's just one fragrance. Now, it was also reformulated, I believe, and I'm actually reviewing the reformulated version, or the version that has come after the formulation. So just keep that in mind. So if you have the original, I might be describing something a little bit different than what you're used to. Now, it's available in two main sizes. It's available in a 3-ounce bottle and a 1.7. The 3 ounce is going to run you about $88 retail. 1.7 is going to run you about $68 retail. So if you look around, you might be able to see this one on discount and find a couple more cheap places. But I have seen it's still in store. So this is still, going strong and still being marketed as such. So just keep that in mind when searching around for fragrances, or for this particular fragrance to buy. All right? So let's get right into the notes. Now, the notes are on the screen. And the real thing that I really would like to emphasize are what I'm actually getting at, and smell-wise, that is. So the first thing that I get when I smell this is a very smooth tobacco, but what really jumps out at me is the cypress. Cypress, I am very, very familiar with the actual smell of cypress, and it kind of has this core that reminds me of it. At the end of the day, most people are going to think woods, but it's cypress and a smooth tobacco. It's like woods and a smooth tobacco overall in this. And it's also brought up by another very prominent note to my nose, and that's resin, or LME resin. It gives it this sweet tinge to it. So this becomes a sweeter scent than most other scents that are of tobacco. So it's a sweet tobacco woody scent. Now, it doesn't remain heavy because it feels like, I know it's got florals in this scent, but it leans more citrusy in the beginning than it does floral. It's only after it's been on your skin for about 2-3 hours that it starts to turn into more of a floral. You start getting a little bit more of the violet, it becomes a little bit more harsh on the nose, and that's really where I think it begins to turn. Now, turn can mean one of two things for people. It could either turn good or it could either turn bad. In my case, it turned more a little bit on the negative side than it did on the positive side. But that was only, I would say, probably about 5 of my wearings, whereas the other 10 were more of the positive side. So I'm not sure what to attribute the kind of funky turn for it. And it may be, when I think it smells bad, I think I'm getting a little bit too much florals coming from it. So it kind of gives it this harsh vibe. When I think it turns good, I'm getting a little bit more of the tobacco that comes back in it, and it remains kind of like a silky, smooth scent that's sweet at the same time, and that remains with it. So that's kind of the distinctions between the two. I go about 3 sprays with this one. This is a good fragrance to wear for almost any occasion that I can think of: work, casual, date, going out on the town. Basically, it's a great fragrance for that. It's a great fragrance for any season that I can think of. I would caution against using it in extreme heat, though, because it looks like it can get a little bit more cloying than you might expect. So just be careful for that. Age group wise, I think any age group can wear it and pull this one off. And the longevity that I'm getting this one is actually pretty decent. I'm getting anywhere between 5 and 7 hours on my skin. After about that, like a couple designers that I know, it kind of just drops off your skin and it's gone. Compliment wise, I did get compliments from this one. This is one that 2 or 3 times actually, I was wearing it and somebody paid me a compliment, said, "Hey, you smell pretty good today." And hey, yeah, agreed. And when I had people smell it and just ask them what their opinion of was, it was overall very positive. Now, caution, it may be because of the sweetness. I've generally tended to notice now a lot of sweet fragrances tend to get positive reviews just because I think there's just a human tendency to like sweetness off the bat rather than something other than that, okay? So take with it what you will. So I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating. I give this fragrance a rating a 7 out of 10. I think this is a solid fragrance. It's a fragrance that if you can find on discount, I think it's well worth its price. At retail, it might be a little bit iffy. I have seen this. I have seen people say that this is a generic fragrance, and I have seen people say that it is a unique fragrance. And I agree with them on both counts, believe it or not. I can see how people would think that it's generic. It's a safe scent in that it doesn't push any boundaries or anything like that, but at the same time, it is a unique scent. It's a scent that, I know I just said that it doesn't push any boundaries, but I'm saying that it's unique. It feels like Bleu de Chanel, and I've described it. I want to be very clear here. Generic. I use the term generic to mean that it has like a similar composition of other fragrances, but it doesn't smell exactly like other fragrances. So kind of like you would think of generic cereal, if you will. It may not. It looks the same. I'm sorry, not looks the same, but it sort of tastes the same. It's got a little bit tinge of a difference, but it's of a generic brand, if you will. But I don't want to dive into that. I've dived into that until so long. But either way, that's kind of what I'm thinking of this fragrance. At the end of the day, I think this is a very solid fragrance. Is it one for me? Would I buy it and add it to my collection? No, I probably would not. I've got too many fragrances that smell like it, hence the generic term, or that accomplish its same goal. All right? That's pretty much what I mean by it. All right? So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free. Send me a message. Leave me a note down below. Do whatever you got to do. I want to thank you guys. Take care of yourselves, and have a great day.